Yes, welcome to Cyber Safety Net Stay Safe Online. Back in episode 185, I talked about callback phishing emails, and I had a few examples explaining how callback phishing emails work. Today in episode 192, I present the best callback phishing email I've ever seen. And ironically, it was 2 days ago. That's why I'm sharing it with you. This is episode 192. My name is Anthony Germanos. I'll be the presenter today, and this video will be shorter than the usual 7 minutes. I'm going to share my screen with you because I have a cute little graphic coming up. A lot of times when I say phishing, people think I'm going to drop a hook in a river and pull out dinner. That's one kind of phishing, but not what I'm talking about here in cybersecurity. The type I'm talking about involves people sending you an email with a link that you should not click. And I'm going one step further to introduce callback phishing. And I have a definition of callback phishing from the FBI, which I'll show you in a minute or two. Phishing by itself, not callback phishing, just regular phishing, means that the attacker is trying to obtain financial or other confidential information from internet users typically by sending an email that looks as if it's from a legitimate organization, usually a financial institution, but contains a link to a fake website that replicates the real one. If you've seen one phishing email, you've seen 100. And if you've seen 100, maybe you've seen 1,000. Back in episode 102, I introduced the CIA triad, or the Confidentiality, Integrity, Availability triad. Since we're talking about attackers who are sending you links you should not click because you end up at a fake or spoof website, or you end up installing malware on your workstation, I think we're in the confidentiality domain again. Today's presentation is episode 192, and I'm showing you the best phish email I've ever seen. It's a callback phish. It's still in my Outlook, so let me pull it up from Outlook. In phishing emails, there are 3 traits I tell people to watch out for. Number 1 is awkward grammar. Number 2, unnecessary sense of urgency. And number 3, link that does not make sense. This one does not have awkward grammar. This one does not have a link that does not make sense. But it does have a sense of urgency, and it entices people to call that 800 number. When they call the 800 number, what happens is they talk to somebody who's highly convincing, and that person sends another email, and that email has a link that the target should not click, but they do because they're expecting this second email. And this second email either installs malware or it sends them to a fake or spoof website. The only thing wrong with this email, I'd say, is that somebody put orange on a lavender background down toward the bottom. And yes, that's tough to read. Outside of that, this is a highly convincing phishing email. It's a callback phish because we're not asking people to click a link. Instead, we're asking them to call an 800 number. Then, after they establish a rapport with the attacker sends that second email with a link they should not click. The FBI has a word or two about callback phishing. I'm going to read this one verbatim for those who have audio only. As of June 2023, the Silent Ransom Group, also called Lunamoth, conducted callback phishing, data theft, and extortion attacks by sending victims a phone number and a phishing attempt, usually relating to pending charges on the victim's account. Once the victims called the provided phone number, malicious actors directed them to join a legitimate system management tool via a link provided in a follow-up email. So it's 2 emails. The first one entices you to call an 800 number. The second one has a link you should not click. Today's presentation is sponsored by my 4th book, How Hacks Happen. In How Hacks Happen, there are 2 personas. There's me, Mark, the good guy, who wants to protect you. because I'm the good guy. And there's Brad Cracker, the bad guy who wants to rip you off. Brad says, hey, man, I'm good at hacking. Hacking is easy. I like the easy money. And that is Brad Cracker's worldview. You know what? I'm done. I know your time is valuable. I know there are other places you could have been, but you chose to be here. You chose to listen to me, Mark Anthony Germanos, tell you that you need to be careful when you read email because you could end up with phishing emails that ask you to click a link, or callback phishing, which asks you to call an 800 number, then end up establishing rapport with the attacker, sends you another email. Stay safe out there. Good day, everybody.